stories. I'll be dealing with the Punch newspaper first. And leading the pack is this story. Shetima Tinubu 2027 Tinubu Shetima Alliance under fire. It's talking about the politics of 2027. Shetima as President Bola Tinubu's running mate in the poll has divided the All Progressives Congress APC. A meeting held by the APC Northeast stakeholders in Gombe State ended in a fracas as supporters of Vice President attacked the party's zonal Vice Chairman, Mustafa Saliu. An angry member was seen in a viral video hitting Saliu with a chair as he scampered away to escape the wrath of the party faithful. Another delegate also threw a black plastic bucket at him. The gathering, which was held at the International Conference Center, Gombe, was originally convened to reaffirm support for President Tinubu's second-term bid. However, the meeting spiraled into violence when some key party members failed to acknowledge Shetima as a part of the proposed 2027 joint ticket. Trouble began shortly after the APC National Vice Chairman Northeast, Saliu, ended his address without mentioning Shetima as Tinubu's running mate. Saliu said, "We have no business not supporting this party with all the juicy appointments and responsibilities given to us by this government." End of quote. Find details of the story in the Punch newspaper of this morning. Still staying with the Punch newspaper, 3.6 billion naira ground rent. FG in last-minute talks with embassies. The federal government has indicated that concerns over ground rent obligations involving several foreign embassies in the Federal Capital Territory will be addressed through established diplomatic processes. The spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kimi Ebienfa, said the matter would be taken up with the Federal Capital Territory Administration and handled accordingly. The ministry will take up the matter with FCTA and it will be addressed via diplomatic channels, Ebienfa said. The assurance followed reports that the FCTA might take enforcement action, including possible sealing of 34 embassies over unpaid ground rents dating back to 2014. According to a public notice from the FCTA, the embassies collectively owed over 3.6 billion naira in unpaid ground rent. Find details in the Punch newspaper of this morning.
Okay, we start with the Nation this morning, and we are starting on a very sad note. Speaking of the Benue's attack, Tinubu orders security chiefs to restore peace in Benue, with the rider tasked earlier on reconciliation. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has issued a fresh directive to Nigerian security chiefs, urging them to implement without delay earlier presidential instructions aimed at bringing lasting peace and stability to Benue State, which has been rocked by renewed violence and reprisal attacks. In response to the latest spate of attack in the state that left several people dead, President Tinubu ordered intelligence agencies, the police, and the military to immediately mobilize and take control of security operations on the ground. The latest news of wanton killing in Benue State is very depressing. We must not allow this bloodletting to continue unabated. Enough is enough, President Tinubu said in a strongly worded statement released by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. The President also called on Benue State Governor, Reverend Francis Ayishit Alia, to rise to the occasion by initiating a robust reconciliation process involving all aggrieved groups in the state. This is the time for Governor Alia to act as a statesman and immediately lead the process of dialogue and reconciliation that will bring peace to Benue. Our people must live in peace, and it is possible when leaders across divide work together in harmony and differences are identified and addressed with fairness, openness, and justice, Tinubu stated. Still on Benue's attack, special forces deployed to battle terrorists in Benue. Special security forces yesterday landed in Benue State to battle terrorists and halt the spate of killings and other forms of violence across the local government. The combined security team is made up of intelligence agencies, the police, and the military. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu mandated them to take control of the security operation. Their deployment followed a fresh directive by the President to the security chief to implement without delay his earlier instruction that lasting peace should be restored to the troubled North Central state. Aggrieved youth protested persistent killing and other forms of violence in the state, blocking highways in Makurdi and the state capital. For details, check The Nation this morning. Still on the...
Let's now move back to the Punch newspaper. Appeal court nullifies Emefiele's asset forfeiture. The Court of Appeal Lagos Division has overturned the final forfeiture order issued on the assets of former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to the federal government in a split decision of 2-1, delivered on April 9, 2020, and ordered a retrial of the case at the lower court. The Federal High Court in Lagos had, in its ruling on November the 1st, 2024, granted the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC's) application for the final forfeiture of Emefiele's assets. The forfeited assets included 2 fully detached duplexes located at Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, and undeveloped land measuring over 1,000 square meters with survey plan also duly numbered in Ikoyi axis of Lagos, as well as many other assets listed in the story. The FCC had argued that the properties were reasonably suspected to have been acquired with proceeds of unlawful activities. Dissatisfied with the lower court's decision, Emefiele, represented by his legal team led by Olalekun Ojo SAN, appealed the decision. Now, the appellate court has said the Punch newspaper of this morning.
Still on The Nation, we are back to security issues. Federal government set to acquire 12 Viper jets to boost Nigerian Air Force capability. The federal government has begun negotiation with the United States for the procurement of 12 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters to boost the capability of Nigerian Air Force. Nigerian Air Force spokesman, Air Commodore Hehime Ejodama, revealed this in a statement yesterday. Designed and produced by American aerospace manufacturer Bell Helicopter, AH-1Z Viper is the only attack helicopter in the world with fully integrated air-to-air missile capability. The AH-IZ Viper strikes are more lethal and mission are more survivable due to high-tech sensors that enable pilots to identify tracks and assign targets even at maximum weapon range. The new jet are part of the 61 Nigeria expect to deliver in 2025. Commodore Ejodama said in a statement that Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, led a high-level team to the U.S. for a program management review meeting regarding the purchase of the helicopters. The 4-day meeting ended on Friday in San Diego, California. Had to top U.S. government officials, representatives of Mesra Bell Textron and manufacturing of AH-IZ helicopters. For more on that story, check The Nation this morning. Then from insecurity of lives and property, we move to food security. Agri Ministry reaffirms commitment to food security. Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security has reiterated its commitment to achieving food and nutrition security in line with the President Bola Tinubu Renewed Hope agenda. The ministry, in a statement by Ezeja Ikemefuna, on behalf of Director of Press, while clarifying concerns, stressed that the recently announced prayer session is not to be misconstrued as a policy measure addressing food insecurity. It is a response to internal concern and does not diminish the progress the ministry is making in advancing the sector, the statement read. The ministry, however, outlines strategic initiatives to transform the nation's agricultural landscape and cushioning effect of rising food prices. Key among those interventions is the procurement of 1,000 tractors to support mechanized farming, a move commercialized under direct supervision of President Tinubu. In addition, the ministry is implementing a strategic grain reserve and marketing price stabilization, which include distribution of 42,000 metric tons of grains and 58,200 metric tons of meal rice to further combat food inflation. And statement said the central bank has donated 2,150,000 bags of fertilizer, with the Bank of Agriculture is being recapitalized to the tune of 1.5 trillion to expand access to affordable credit facilities. For more details, check The Nation this morning.
All right, let's check the Punch newspaper for this. 14 arrested after protesters set truck driver ablaze in Benue. Benue State Police Command says it has arrested 14 suspects who hijacked the peaceful protest by some youth in Makurdi, the state capital, yesterday. The suspects, the command said, obstructed a roadway in Apar, an outskirts of Makurdi, forcefully stopped the truck and set it ablaze with the yet-to-be-identified driver trapped inside. This is contained in a statement by the command spokesperson Udeme Edet, made available to journalists on Sunday. She promised that the suspects will be prosecuted accordingly as investigations were ongoing to apprehend other culprits and instigators behind the violence. The statement says that it expressed deep regret about the incident and says the perpetrators will face the full wrath of the law. Check details in the Punch newspaper.
Okay, let's check the news, the Guardian this morning, and let's look at the political story there. 2027 APC Governor Nas Kakos won retention of Tinubu Shetima ticket. With the rider, Ganduje smuggled out as APC's meeting turns rowdy over VP snub. A stakeholders meeting of the Northeast chapter of the All Progressive Congress (APC) yesterday ended abruptly following the exclusion of Vice President Kashim Shettima from a motion endorsing President Tinubu for a second-term ticket in 2027. Different zonal chapters of the party had recently endorsed the president's second-term ambition, but the Northeast meeting became rowdy yesterday in Gombe State after the zonal vice chairman Mustapha Saliu declared President Tinubu as the sole candidate for the 2027 presidential election. As tension escalated, some governors and the national chairman of the APC, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, had to be spirited out of the venue by their security details, attended by the deputy national chairman North, Bukar Dalori, to claim frayed nerves by including the vice president in his own remarks, however failed. For more story, check the Guardian this morning. And from the political story, let us go to the foreign scene to see what is happening there. Israel and Iran conflict. Trump warns Iran not to attack, with the rider optimistic about peace, eyes Putin's role. U.S. President Donald Trump has warned Tehran not to strike any U.S. target as he lauded Israel offensive. He also denied Iranian allegation that the U.S. has taken part. Trump, in a message on Truth Social, said, if we are attacked in any way, shape, or form by Iran, the full strength of the might of U.S. armed forces will come down on you at levels never seen before. However, we can easily get a deal done between Iran and Israel and end this bloody conflict. Trump had earlier said that U.S. had no role in Israel attack and warned Tehran not to widen its retaliation to include U.S. targets. The U.S. military has helped shoot down Iranian missiles that were headed towards Israel. Two U.S. officials said on Friday, Trump has repeatedly said Iran could end the war by agreeing to tough restrictions on its nuclear program, which Iran says it is for peaceful purposes and Western countries say they should not be used to make a bomb. For more details on that story, check The Guardian this morning.
All right, still staying with a check on stories making headlines in the national dailies. This morning, let's check this one. Hajj scam. Kwara begins investigation as government reforms victims. Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak has reimbursed pilgrims from the state who fell victim to a foreign currency scam in Saudi Arabia. This was disclosed by the State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board on Sunday. A statement signed by the Executive Secretary of the board, Alhaji Abdusalam Abu Kadri, confirmed that an investigation had commenced into the recent incident involving some of the pilgrims who were reportedly defrauded of their basic travel allowance, BTA. Check details of the story in the Punch newspaper this morning. Not leaving the Punch newspaper yet, this is a sad story. Bochi CP mourns as about to wed DPO, two friends killed in crash. The Bochi State Police Command is mourning the tragic death of a 42-year-old divisional police officer of the Railway Division, Mustafa Garuba, who died in a fatal crash less than an hour before his wedding for Tia. The state police spokesperson, Muhammad Wakil, in a telephone interview, said that two other individuals also lost their lives in the Saturday incident. According to Wakil, the crash occurred around 11:30 a.m. on Saturday along the Bagal Samir area and the Toro local government area. The incident involved a Mercedes-Benz driven by the DPO with two passengers on board and a stationary car parked by the roadside. Quote, the DPO was on his way from Gumau to Magama Gumau to attend his wedding for Tia when he hit a pothole, lost control of the vehicle, veered into the opposite lane, and crashed into a stationary car before somersaulting into the bush. Wakil explained. Details of the sad story you find in the Punch newspaper this morning.
To wrap it up on Ghanaia's newspaper this morning, we revisit the Benue's killings. Outrage as protester block roads, Benue youth take to street protest against killings in Benue. Hundreds of youth in Benue State yesterday blocked major roads to protest the continual attacks, killings, and displacement of people in the state by armed herders. Recall that Rapinji men killed not fewer than 200 men, women, children, and internally displaced persons in Yaluweta, Guma local government area of Benue State on Saturday. This came as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ordered security chiefs to fish out perpetrators of the bloodletting in Benue State, describing the killings as inhuman and anti-progress. The angry youth in their thousands took over the popular Wukrum roundabout in Makurdi and called on the federal government to live up to its responsibility, which is to protect all citizens. The youth urged security agencies to redouble their efforts to ensure that all displaced people return to their ancestral homes and continue with their normal lives, as the rebuffed attended by the state deputy governor, Dr. Sam Ode, to address them. It took the intervention of Martis Ose, popularly known as Very Dark Man, VDM, who prevailed on the angry Benue youth to end their protest over the massacre in the state after they took over the popular Ukrum roundabout yesterday. For more details, check the Guardian newspaper.
Well, let's check the Vanguard has the story. Two arrested for possessing stolen cement trucks in Anambra. The Anambra Police Command has arrested two suspects, Nana Charles and Okoye Jukunzo, for possessing two trucks of cement worth 17 million naira. The spokesman for the Anambra State Police Command, Tochukwu Ikenga, in a statement disclosed that the arrest followed a complaint by the victim of how he was defrauded of his goods. Ikenga said the victim met one Edwin Emeka online, where the latter requested the supply of the two trucks of cement, and after the items were supplied, all attempts to get to Emeka proved abortive. According to him, the operatives from the 33 police station arrested the suspects after tracing the cement to different shops across the state. The statement said the victim met Emeka online and has been in communication with him. Immediately the cement was supplied, all attempts to get to Emeka proved abortive. It says investigations are yet to be concluded, and after that there will be charging to court of the suspect. Find details in the Punch newspaper. Well, with that, we place a wrap on our check on stories making headlines in the national dailies. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll be looking at the need for proper water resources supply in Ondo State as it affects health and well-being of the people. Please do stay with us. We'll be right back, everyone.
ṣàtẹ̀gùn àwọn ọ̀run gbẹ ní ń bá wá wọlé ọ̀tá lulẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ ayé gbirigbiri wọlé olóde ọmọ alára a máa polówó rẹ̀ nílé ara ọmọ ajérò a máa polówó nílé ìjérò tẹ̀sí ń bá pé ó bí kò ṣolúwo mi o.
Awólọ́wọ̀ ìwọ ni mo jí rí lónìí rẹ̀ ń wá mi bọ̀ àwọ̀ ọwọ́ àwọ̀ ọmọ àwọ̀ àwa àwọ̀ àlàáfíà àwọ̀ àwa ajagunmalè Awólọ́wọ̀ àwọ̀ mímọ́ Awólọ́wọ̀ òrìṣà bí ògún kò sí lágbẹ̀dẹ òrìṣà bí ọ̀tá kò sí lónìí òrìṣà bí rẹ̀ Awólọ́wọ̀ kò sí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwa ti mọ̀.
Chief Michael Adekunle Ajashin, born November 28, 1908, was a distinguished Nigerian educator, politician, and statesman renowned for his integrity, commitment to democracy, and transformative impact on education in Nigeria. Born in Owo, present-day Ondo State, Ajashi began his education at St. Andrew's College, Oyo, from 1924 to 1927, where he trained as a teacher. He furthered his studies at Fowler Bay College in Sierra Leone, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree in English, Modern History and Economics in 1946. He then obtained a postgraduate diploma in education from the University of London in 1947. Ajashin's career in education commenced with his appointment as principal of Imadi College in Owo in 1947. He was instrumental in staff development, encouraging teachers to pursue further training at institutions like University College Ibadan. In 1963, he founded Owo High School, serving as the first principal until his retirement in 1975. Ajashin's political journey began in the 1950s as a founding member and national vice president of the Action Group, advocating for policies such as free education, universal health care, and Nigeria's immediate independence. He served as a federal legislator from 1954 to 1966. In 1979, he was elected governor of Ondo State under the Unity Party of Nigeria (UPN) with Akin Omoboriwo as his deputy. His administration prioritized education, establishing the Ondo State University in 1982, now Ekiti State University, and the Polytechnic Award. In the 1983 elections, Ajashin was initially declared the loser amid allegations of electoral malpractice. However, the Supreme Court later reinstated him, affirming his victory. His tenure was cut short by the military coup on 31 December 1983. In 1939, Ajashin married Baba Funke Tenabe, a fellow educator. They had 4 children, including Olajumoke Anifowoshi, who later served as Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Ondo State. Ajashin's commitment to democracy was evident in the 1990s when he became a leading figure in the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, advocating for the restoration of democracy and the recognition of MKO Abiola's electoral mandate. His activism led to his arrest in 1995 under General Sani Abacha's regime. In recognition of his contributions, Ondo State University was renamed Adekunle Ajashin University in 2000. His governance style, marked by simplicity and incorruptibility, remains a benchmark in Nigerian politics, as he once stated. And I quote, "I came into office in October 1979 with a set of my own rich native dresses and left office in December 1983 with the same set of dresses. No addition, no subtraction." His legacies continue to linger in memories, generation after generation.
ìran àgbo kò ní nǹkan kan ṣe lóko.
ẹ jẹ́ kékun ó máa rìn kí ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi aṣọ nínú igbó àgbàdo inú ṣáko ó kọjá jíjẹ fàbíyẹ kò lè ṣeé ṣe.
ẹni tó sọ wípé àfohùn ẹkún kìnìún ìjọhùn ni kò jẹ́ kó dáadé bàbá
àfolúwà fènìyàn tó tọkọ mọ ẹ̀dá mi àwí ẹni bá ń gbéraga ìrẹsílẹ̀ ní lójú Olúwa ẹni bá ń rẹra ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ lÓlúwa mi àgbéga ó ti wà láti ti kọ́ ṣe.
ẹ fara balẹ̀ kó má lè lálejò kó máa dún bó ti ń dún.
fojú ayé ṣẹlẹ̀. Àwọn òkùnkùn wọ́n á finú ọ̀run ṣàtẹ̀gùn. Àwọn ọ̀run gbẹ ní ń bá wá wọlé ọ̀tá lulẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ ayé gbirigbiri wọlé olóde. Ọmọ alára a máa polówó rẹ̀ nílé ara. Ọmọ ajérò a máa polówó nílé ìjérò. Bẹ́sí ń bá pé òbí kò ṣolúwo mi o.
Awólọ́wọ̀ ìwọ ni mo jírí lónìí rẹ̀ ń wá nìkan. Àwọ̀ ọwọ́ àwọ̀ ọmọ láwọ̀ àwa. Àwọ̀ àlàáfíà láwọ̀ àwa. Ajagunmalè l'Awólọ́wọ̀. Àwọ̀ mímọ́ l'Awólọ́wọ̀. Òrìṣà bí ògùn kò sí lágbẹ̀dẹ. Òrìṣà bí ọ̀tá kò sí lómi. Òrìṣà bí ìrẹ̀wò Awólọ́wọ̀ kò sí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwa ti mọ̀.
Chief Michael Adekunle Ajashin, born November 28, 1908, was a distinguished Nigerian educator, politician and statesman renowned for his integrity, commitment to democracy, and transformative impact on education in Nigeria. Born in Owo, present-day Ondo State, Ajashi began his education at St. Andrew's College, Oyo, from 1924 to 1927, where he trained as a teacher. He furthered his studies at Fowler Bay College in Sierra Leone, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree in English, Modern History and Economics in 1946. He then obtained a postgraduate diploma in education from the University of London in 1947. Ajashin's career in education commenced with his appointment as principal of Imadi College in Owo in 1947. He was instrumental in staff development, encouraging teachers to pursue further training at institutions like University College Ibadan. In 1963, he founded our high school, serving as the first principal until his retirement in 1975. Ajashin's political journey began in the 1950s as a founding member and national vice president of the Action Group, advocating for policies such as free education, universal health care, and Nigeria's immediate independence. He served as a federal legislator from 1954 to 1966. In 1979, he was elected governor of Ondo State under the Unity Party of Nigeria (UPN), with Akin Omoboriwo as his deputy. His administration prioritized education, establishing the Ondo State University in 1982, now Ekiti State University, and the Polytechnic Owo. In the 1983 elections, Ajashin was initially declared the loser amid allegations of electoral malpractice. However, the Supreme Court later reinstated him, affirming his victory. His tenure was cut short by the military coup on 31 December 1983. In 1939, Ajashin married Baba Funke Tenabe, a fellow educator. They had 4 children, including Olajumoke Anifowoshi, who later served as Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Ondo State. Ajashin's commitment to democracy was evident in the 1990s when he became a leading figure in the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, advocating for the restoration of democracy and the recognition of MKO Abiola's electoral mandate. His activism led to his arrest in 1995 under General Sani Abacha's regime. In recognition of his contributions, Ondo State University was renamed Adekunle Ajashin University in 2000. His governance style, marked by simplicity and incorruptibility, remains a benchmark in Nigerian politics, as he once stated. And I quote, "I came into office in October 1979 with a set of my own rich native dresses and left office in December 1983 with the same set of dresses. No addition, no subtraction." His legacies continue to linger in memories, generation after generation.
Very glad to still have you with us on the Outlook AM today on this channel. Now, time to talk about the topical issue for discussion today, which is focusing on enhancing water provision for healthy living in Ondo State. We've been joined by the Administrative Secretary, Ondo State Ministry of Water Resources, Public Sanitation and Hygiene, Mrs. Victoria Adetoye. Thank you so much for joining us on the AM today.
Thank you, sir.
Now, we start this way. What's been the intervention of the Ondo State government in ensuring provision of potable water, not just in the urban center, but especially in the rural communities where this lack is really biting harder?
Thank you, sir. In fact, before the inception of this administration of Honorable Lokorimi Sayedatiwa, I can tell you boldly that water sector we were at zero level. But
zero level?
Yes, zero level. You know, when I say zero level, it's not enough for you to just have a borehole that is not functional. If it cannot provide potable water for the citizens of Ondo State, it is zero. But when Honorable Ayedatiwa came in, he said, I want to have a landmark. And I said, thank you, sir. How? He said, by providing potable water for the citizens of Ondo State. Water is life. Without water, there is nothing we can do. I'm telling you, this morning, every one of us, we have already used water. And not ordinary water. We have potable water, and we have one that is not drinkable. The one Ayedatiwa is doing now is potable water. Now, coming back to your question.
Before you come back to it, I think I'm interested in your assertion. You must have been at that ministry for how many years now?
Thank you, just a year plus.
A year plus.
But I'm a geologist.
So you are aware of what's been going on?
Honestly.
In terms of water provision in Ondo
yes.
State. So if you make the assertion that water provision has been at the zero level in Ondo State before the advent of Ayedatiwa administration, are you by any means saying that the Kamome Akete initiative was a failure?
No, not like that. You know, we need sustainable project.
Okay.
A project that is sustainable. By the time you have a project in a location and somebody else vandalize it and you cannot use it again, is it providing what you want for the people of Ondo State? No. It is not that the past government have not been working on water.
Okay.
They tried. But
your statement zero level is what I'm trying to understand.
Yes,
properly.
that is what I'm explaining to you.
Okay.
The zero level, I mean, is not that people have not been working on water. No. But the sustainability.
Okay.
You know, by the time you did this Akete Kamome something, so many of it have been vandalized by people. But if you see this government now, Honorable Ayedatiwa, he is providing water and at the same time making sure that people see it as their own project. And is also making provision for us to protect the water. You know the difference between the two now.
Okay.
It's not that the past government have not been working on water, they have been doing so. But this present one, providing potable water, at the same time protecting the facility. He has put in place so many systems for us to protect the facility.
All right.
If you give me the time, I will talk.
Of course, let's go into the details of what exactly has been able to come to bear. Especially, I'm interested in the rural communities. How well has this administration then been able to provide, in your words, sustainable water facilities at these communities?
Thank you, sir. Now, let's start from, I would like to start from Northern Senatorial District. We have water at Owo, domestic borehole at Owo. We have water at Ikaram, functional one. We have water now at Iwanrioka. We know when you are talking of water, no borehole alone. Okay. We are talking of even dams. You know, most of our dams, they were down, but now we are rehabilitating. Okay. We have at Akoko. Now, we have Iwanrioka. I'm talking of Akoko side. And as I'm talking to you, recently, Mr. Governor just approved another 15 boreholes.
15?
Yes, sir. We have Sosan. We have Emure, inclusive. You know, I'm mentioning Akoko. I don't want to take your time with long list. We have so many. We have Akko. That Akko now is dam. And His Excellency Lord Korimis Ayedatiwa has graciously rehabilitated that Akko is functional, flowing. It's not like domestic. We reticulated those points to the community. They are fetching there. Thank God, I know recently your people, they were with us. We had our documentary and everything flowing well. Now, coming back to Central Senatorial District. You know, we have this project, AFD and AFDB, African Development Bank Project. They are going to cover 7 local governments. 6 local governments in Central Senatorial District and Ile-Oluji. You know, Ile-Oluji is close to Central. This will cover the whole 7 local governments. They are going to fetch water. We are on it. We have started the hard component. We are now we want to pay the compensation to the people of Ondo State. The lands, they have gone with the evaluation. We have done so many things. We are at the point of payment. And now we want to award lot 1, lot 2, lot 3. Immediately with that lot 1 now, by God's grace, in the next 2 weeks, we will award lot 1. That will cover the whole central senatorial district. That is why we don't want to duplicate effort. We don't want to drill borehole in Akure. We are big town. We are evil city. We don't need borehole in Akure. We don't need borehole in Ondo, West, Ondo, East. You know what I'm talking about. Now, I want to move to Southern Senatorial District. We have water at Ilutitum, Ijodo, flowing, Ijodo, Aye, Erinje, Igbokoda now, at GRA. We habilitated that of GRA. Yesterday I was on site. Even tomorrow, yesterday was Sunday. All of us were on site at Obenla. You know Obenla riverine area. We have borehole there. We are working there presently. In the next 2 weeks, so many like that. We have at Igoda. We have at Esaudo, Oboro, Agokalaba. My brother, we have so many like that. I don't want just...
All right, before I leave you to Alex, Ondo, we do not need ball. Are you saying that there's already what they call saturation of water supply in those cities? Are you by any means saying that there are no need for improvement in water supply in those areas? We grew up to know going to certain points to fetch water. In fact, water reticulated to households and all of those places. That's no longer the case. And yet you're saying we do not need ball here and there. How?
Thank you, sir. Like I said there is this project, AFD, and AFDB project.
Of course, that's
it's going to cover Akure.
Okay.
Therefore, we don't need to duplicate
okay, so
effort.
those ones will cover
we are
the
going
big
to
cities.
reticulate into houses.
All right, then.
It will just be like the old water corporation system. My brother, we will be alive to witness it. Soon,
right.
It's coming live.
All right.
I know all of us, myself and you, we are going to enjoy the water. Thank you so much.
Okay, speaking of the sustainability, you said something about the maintenance now. I want to ask, what measures have you put in place to ensure the sustainability of this project, particularly in the rural areas? I want you to bring more details on that.
Now, in this new administration, the first thing we do, we will go out, we will meet with KBSs, traditional rulers. Either we like it or not, they have role to play when you are talking of securing our project. We will go to traditional rulers, market women, youth. We meet with them. We are bringing so project to you. It is your project. We will make sure they understand that the project is for them. I'm not the one that is going to drink water there. There is a community I did not mention earlier, Imoluwa. That community is an island. Even before you can get there, you will pass through water. There is project now there going on during this present administration. What I'm saying is, when we meet with them, we let them understand that this project belongs to you. You must protect the project during, before, and after the completion of the project. That is one. Two, we are now having a kind of committee put in place. The committee, we call it mobilization committee. They will also move around and make sure, okay, here we are having borehole here. You give us like 10 people from each community now, 10 youths, because if one travel, the other one will be on ground. We will train them. One, how to operate that project, how to operate the soil. You know the cost of diesel now. That is another thing. Mr. Yedatwa said, His Excellency said, he don't want diesel for sustainability. If we are buying diesel, no government can do that, my brother. It is not easy. Now we are changing everything to solar. You can believe with me that really we are going to sustain that project. Sun is free. Everything we are going to use solar. solarized project. After that, when we train them, you will be here. Then we now put security. And I'm telling you, like the Southern Senatorial District, we're having another area office at Ilaje local government now. Because that one we focus on Ilaje side. All our staffs will be on ground. And we are now even moving from the old era. You can even sit in your office and assess what is going on site. That is the new innovation. We are coming to that now. We want to make sure we build all the area offices and have all these gadgets on ground. Somebody will always be there monitoring what is going on each side. With that, the project will be sustainable.
In development communication, there's something we call bottom-top approach towards sustainability of projects, and that has to do with carrying the people along in the conceptualization of a particular project. How well did your ministry take that into cognizance before starting these projects? If the people do not see the project as what they really need, and they see it as what the government is giving us, sustaining it might really be difficult, don't you agree?
Yes, I agree with you. That is why I said, first of all, we meet with the traditional ruler,
Okay.
the community leaders, market women, even youth.
Did they identify that project themselves?
Yes,
as
so that they
want?
can know that this project belongs to you. Mr. Governor, provide this water for you to be used. Because I'm telling you.
Did they request that project? Did they say they need the project?
Oh, thank you, sir. There is something God did last year. He sent some people to site. We call it needs.
Okay, needs assessment.
Yes. Through that, God will now look to, okay, this place they requested for water. Then we bring it to you.
Okay.
And now, like 2 weeks ago, he told me, he said, AS, anybody that sent request to your ministry, requesting for water, please go ahead. Include it in your proposal and I will approve it. You know, that is the governor that loves his people. Governor that have the love of his people in his heart. He said, go ahead, when they send in their request, just go ahead and bring it in your proposal and I will approve it. You know, by the time you request for something, you will protect it. Because it's what you need.
Okay, I want you to now take us through the overview of this project. I want you to speak the mind of the governor. What are the impacts of this project on the people of Ondo State in terms of what about the timeline for the completion and the delivery of the project, and as well all the deliverables? I want you to take on that.
Thank you, sir. Now you know we're having 2 projects now. The one for the FDB and EFD. Is it that one you are talking about, or the one for the state?
Let's look at both.
Both,
Yes.
Thank you. For the FDB, in the next 1 year, water will flow in these 7 local governments. In the next 1 year. You know, when you talk of these hard components, immediately they will talk of the reservoir, how to bring water from the Owena. You know that Owena there.
Owena Dam.
We have Owena Dam there. We are going to rehabilitate. We are going to change everything there. Then bringing it to the community. It is not an easy thing. But as I'm talking of the manufacturing, when you those people that is manufacturing,
Okay,
it's the indigenous people that will bring it to us. We have Grand Force people and all of that. I don't want to mention my company names now. We have so many companies on ground, indigenous people on ground. I don't want to mention them. They are the one bringing these products to us. But we cannot just get the product from you without ascertaining the quality of the project of the something. We have so many engineers. We are, you know, when we are talking of water sector, we have Ministry of Water Resources, we have RUWASA, we have Water Corporation. We have so many engineers, so many professionals. We want to see what are you bringing to us. Not just for you to say you are bringing something to us.
All of these agencies of government, what's the level of synergy in the implementation of policies towards ensuring that the people of Ondo State are not shortchanged?
You mean RUWASA and Water Corporation?
Every other agency.
So my brother will work together. Even here, as I'm talking to you, the general manager, Water Corporation, is there with me. And the GM RUWASA is supposed to be on ground, but yesterday he traveled for an official assignment. And next time, if you just give us the time, 3 of us will be live here. We are ready to come so that you can talk to us. And they are working, our rig is on site, working day and night. All our staffs, myself, you can see me. I don't sit in the office. It's only on Mondays for administrative things. After that, is site. Honestly, I always go to site to monitor those projects. We are working together.
Okay, speaking of the target now, from what gathered, the target is to meet 500,000 households. That should be in the realm of 2 million residents of Ondo State.
Yes, sir.
How visible is that?
Oh, very visible.
What are the modus operandi to actually achieve this goal?
Thank you, sir. You know, this AFDFDB will be for the towns and cities. Okay. Now, boreholes will be for interior villages. You know, some people may think, how are you going to gather them? How are you going to reach them? I told you, I mentioned a community, Imoluwa, in Ilaje local government. It's our land. Nobody believe it. Now we have drilled, the station is ready. This week we are going to install. With all this, my brother, we are going to meet that target. And apart from boreholes in the interior villages, apart from this AFDFDB, all our dams we are going to rehabilitate. By doing so, we will meet that target.
Right, Mrs. Adetoye, let's now move ahead and talk about the next component of your ministry, which is public sanitation. Gone are the days when you find people having public toilets, having public facilities that where they could ease themselves and not constitute nuisance by all this open defecation and all those other issues. How well is the current administration taking this seriously?
Thank you, sir. In fact, I like that. In Yoruba, I need ìlera lóògùn ọrọ̀.
Health is wealth.
Yes, my brother. I'm telling you, if we do not believe in this environmental issue, I'm telling you, we will not get there. Now, graciously, Mr. Governor said, please make sure we will start from schools. Catch them young, watch them grow. Now, we start from schools. One, awareness, open defecation free campaign. We are moving around telling them, this is what we do. Don't do it openly. Don't do it somewhere. And you cannot just tell people to stop doing something if you don't provide solution.
Okay.
That's why I tell you this government is super. Now, he said, if you are going to a school, we must make sure we provide toilet for them. And you cannot even provide toilet without water. Both work hand in hand. One, we will provide water and at the same time give them toilet. We have commenced that. Apart from schools, we are going to have public toilets. Not the one that will be messed up. No. The one that will be neat, that we have VIP, we have the general one, we are having public toilets now. And graciously, Mr. Governor have approved some.
Where will these public toilets be located?
Thank you. The public toilet, we are going to look for it. You know, we will cite it like marketplaces, motor park, you know, like motor park, where we have concentration of people.
You say Mr. Governor has approved that?
Some, yes.
But you are looking for locations for
that is for the public toilets.
Okay, no approval yet for the public toilets?
He has said, just bring your proposal, we are going to give him, and he will approve it. But for schools, he has approved for schools.
Okay,
that's what I'm telling you. Okay. We are catching them young. And at the same time, you know, if you don't catch them at this level now, when they grow up, it's not easy. But now we are catching them young. But apart from that, we are going to build public toilets at motor parks places, marketplaces, and even some in the town. That is for toilet. And sanitation goes beyond toilet alone. If you want us to do and do that, I will continue. Sanitation goes beyond toilets alone.
Of course. So then, if we go into that, I would like to also know what level of synergy exists between your ministry and the Ministry of Environment vis-a-vis the Waste Management Authority beyond the monthly environmental sanitation.
Thank you, sir. Now, we want to It's like we're having a committee put in place.
Okay.
Our ministry, waste, Ministry of Environment, and you cannot do anything without local government.
Very well.
The environmental health officers, we have some people called ambassadors. They will be inclusive. We are going to have that committee put in place, and we are going to work together.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Governor has graciously approved something again on water testing kit.
No, okay.
Water testing kit. In fact, free of charge, we are going to distribute to our household in phases. We cannot cover the whole Ondo State at the same time, but in phases, senatorial district by senatorial district, we are going to give them. It's part of sanitation, because if you don't know the quality of water you are drinking in your house, it is very dangerous. Because most of the diseases you see that is happening now, they are all linked to water. Therefore, we don't want that in Ondo State. We don't have tuberculosis. We don't even want cholera. Thank God, throughout last year, we don't record any case in Ondo State. People are shouting there is cholera, but because of the way we addressed our sanitation issue, we don't even have anyone, and we still continue. Thank you. Coming back to that question, we are going to have that committee put in place. We work with waste management, environment, local government, the environmental health officers, who will be moving together. We are going to eateries. We want to check your toilet like old ones. We are going back to the olden days. And at the same time, if you don't have toilet, we give you like 7 days or notice. After the 21 days, if you don't do it, then we'll know what to do. We have movable court. If you see waste management, they have it, mobile court. We will just charge you to court, and at the same time, we seal up your place. But I know it will not get to that level, because in Ondo State, we are obedient. It will not get to that level.
Okay, I want to take you back to the water supply initiative of Ondo State government. In the area of what assurance can you give us in terms of the purity of the water? Because you said the other time that some of these diseases are caused by water.
Yes.
So, and the objective is to create clean and safe water for the people of Ondo State. Is there any form of laboratory test you've done, or are you going to couple some of these projects with something like treatment plants? To what extent can you guarantee the assurance of this water?
In the past, in some areas, the water even have iron, some salt, and so on and so forth. In this modern technique, what we are doing now is, when we are giving you water, we install. There are some things we install there now. It will purify the water. We will never give the public or the citizen of Ondo State unpotable water. We will give you potable one, because it will pass through the treatment plant. We call it treatment plant. When it passes through the treatment plant, then it will now get to the citizen of Ondo State. It will be pure one, potable one, drinkable water, good one.
All right, now taking a look at...
Sorry, sir. And apart from that, I mentioned something, testing kit. That testing kit will be used to test the water. You will know if it is pure or not. We are going to give them free of charge. In some state, they will sell it. But those times the governor said, I don't even want anybody for my people. He said, give them free of charge. He has approved it though. It's not that we are still going to beg for approval. No. Graciously, Mr. Governor, approve it. When you bring projects to him, he's ready to approve. There's got to be development in Ondo State. When you talk of water, my brother, in the next 1 year, by the time I come back here, you will tell me kudos.
Recently, the leadership of Benue River Basin Development Authority was in Ondo State on a courtesy call on the governor, and many issues were discussed there, including synergy towards providing potable water for the people and ensuring its impact on agricultural practices. To what extent is this thing really coming to fruition? Is your ministry involved in this synergy between Ondo State government and the Benue River Basin Development Authority?
Thank you, sir. Now, it's like you want to put your hand in my mouth so that I will talk and I will tell you. Graciously, Mr. Governor just approved another project for us. When we talk of irrigation, we are going to possess irrigation pumps, solar, portable one. You don't even need it to leave it in your farm. No. We are going to give them free of charge for irrigation. You know, by that we are going to have food security in Ondo State. We are going to work with Ministry of Agric. He has approved it. We will invite you, we'll be there. We want to give it to farmers in Ondo State. All our dams, we have Awara Dam in Akoko, Awara. Now we want to rehabilitate Awara for irrigation projects. Farmers will use it and we will give them that portable solar pump for them. Therefore, there's no need for scarcity of water. We are going to have all our farm products throughout the whole year in Ondo State. When we start this first phase, you will be there live to see. Then we move. We will see the project, my brother. We are working together with Bini Owena, Federal Ministry of Water Resources. Okay. 3 weeks ago, I was in Abuja with them, and we have discussed at length. And we are working with like the MD of Minister of Bank of Agric. We've met with him. We are working with him. I'm telling you, our agriculture in Ondo State is going to the next level. God helping us.
School of school farms, as it was in those days. Is your ministry looking at how you could also be of assistance to schools that have farms? Perhaps they might be having challenge with irrigation or something.
Oh, thank you, sir. You know where we say people of Ondo State, those schools, they are inclusive. And their own is going to be a different one. In their farm, there is another solar pump. That one, they will just stand it, and the water will just be falling like rain. We are going to do that for schools. God helping us.
All right. Before we close shop in this conversation, let's also look at the need to ensure that there is no duplication of function. You talk about synergy, partnerships, and all of that. How well is this going to play out, especially looking at the issue of autonomy for local governments? They have their own things they also want to do for their people. How well are you going to fashion it out that there won't be duplication of responsibilities and duties between state government agencies and local government authorities?
Thank you, sir. This is what we are talking about. If you talk of autonomy, you know what it means. You know, we are not touching their money. Mr. Governor is not like that. Even before now, he has not been touching their money. And we are not going to touch their money. They are really down their own. Okay. But this one is like we are working together, synergy. We are going to work together. We are going to include them in our own project. We don't ask them for money.
So it won't be that you're doing a project that they are also doing.
No.
There's going to be a streamlining.
We are working together. Like this water, something I'm talking about. We are going to include our ambassadors. We have them. We are working together already. It's not new. We have them in each local government. We have in the 18 local government. We will just take them with us. We will go out. By the time we visited this place, there's no need for local government to come back there now. We are not going there to ask for money. What we are interested in is the quality of the water you are giving to our people. This time around, it's not that we want to make money. You understand, sir? Well. It's not that we want to make money. It's not money. We want quality water for our people, and I think that one is not duplication of any effort. Anyway, we are not going to duplicate any project. If if you want to, like even this irrigation something, we are going to include them. But I'm telling you, if we do not work together, we cannot achieve anything.
Very well.
There is nothing like this is my project. Is it not state government money? It is not my money. It is not Ministry of Agric money. It is not Ministry of Water Resources money. By the time we see ourselves as one, driving towards one goal, I'm telling you, we will get there. We want to work together. It's not that this is my money, this is my ministry money. No, it's state government money.
Now, Ms. Adetoye, finally, hygiene and healthy living would be the call of the Ministry of Health to a large extent, while other agencies like your ministry and Waste Management Authority, every other agency will just be collaborating to ensure the success of that. How well are you also incorporating the Ministry of Health in your programs?
Thank you so much, sir. You know, we are working together already. Like this ODF program, open defecation-free campaign. We are doing it with Ministry of Health.
Okay.
Yes, we are doing it together with Ministry of Health. Most of the time we have meetings together. I'm telling you, in our own ministry, in the water resources, water sector, I'm telling you, there is nothing like standing alone. We are going to work together with all MDAs. We are working with them. There is no MDAs that cannot use the water. There's no. We are going to work together and we will get there.
Mrs. Victoria Adito is the Administrative Secretary in the Ondo State Ministry of Water Resources, Public Sanitation and Hygiene, and we've been having conversation on enhancing water supply for healthy living in Ondo State. She's been able to talk about certain interventions of government and the plans to also ensure that many more projects are placed for the advantage of the people. I do hope that when the issue of reticulation into households come, you would also look at how there would not be expectation of our people in terms of the charges for water. I think that's very important for the people. I thank you very much for your time on AM today. Thank you so much for coming. Everyone, thank you for being a part of the Outlook. This is where we'll be drawing the curtain from my colleague, Alex Kadejoy.
Thank you for your time. To next week promises to be another exciting time. Until then, do enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you.
Sunday Kola Ole is my name, urging you to enjoy the rest of the week. Good morning.